Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Phantom Racing League YouTube channel for race number 3 of the round of 12 of the Phantom Racing League playoffs here in the 2023 season. Got this and one more race to go to decide who will advance to the round of 8, but tonight these guys got to get through Watkins Glen, one of the trickier tracks on the schedule. The second and final road course on the overall schedule, the only road course in the playoffs that these drivers will have to tackle. So it'll be a very interesting, very unique set of challenges for these drivers, and possibly a different set of drivers we'll see at the front, maybe. Some drivers that have pretty good road course abilities will be able to thrive here tonight. As we get started here, our drivers are currently in the middle of their qualifying session at the moment. So we will be waiting for that to end here in a few minutes. But in the meantime, get everyone settled in, take a seat, sit back, relax, and yeah. Might as well get started with talking about maybe some of the headlines, some of the drivers to look out for. Who is there we could talk about here? What up, Rick? Glad you could tune in tonight. So one driver to be looking out for is the number 42 car of Parley. He has made about every single race since he had made his debut back at Road America. And that was his first race of the season early in the year, and he made a big splash amongst some of the top contenders in this league in just that race. So he showed he's got some pretty quick speed on the road courses as well. So that number 42 Credit One Chevrolet is going to be one to look out for heading into tonight. That's one you got to look out for. Our regular season champion is still yet to win this season. He's a pretty quick road racer himself. Maybe tonight will be the night that he will clinch his first checkered flag of the year and get himself closer to a championship here in the playoffs and advancing to the next round, of course. So look out for the number 51 car. He'll be one to look out for as one of the front runners heading into tonight. MFF Nomad comes into this race second in the standings, had a strong opening to his first round of the playoffs. Got a stage win at Talladega and scored his first top 5 last week at Las Vegas. He'll be heading into this race with a lot of momentum. Will be interesting to see how he tackles the left and right-handers at Watkins Glen. Might not be his strong suit, so maybe we won't be able to see that momentum carry through, but you never know. Some guys with you give them momentum, they will go the extra mile with it. So keep an eye out for car number 8 as he's looking to extend his buffer over the cut line and get himself advanced to the next round of the playoffs. And those are amongst our playoff drivers. And we got some of our non-playoff contenders here. Looking to mix it up with the regulars, one of them being the Ghost in the number 96 car. Made his debut last week at Las Vegas, got a top 5. Will actually have to start the race from the back of the field in this number 96 Toyota, so he'll be starting shotgun. He'll be one to look out for. He's shown some pretty quick speed throughout practice. His lap times are up there with some of the faster guys in this league, so that number 96 car, he's got the car behind him, but can he get the consistency to keep up? That's going to be the question. I see we already got 5 people watching. How's everybody doing tonight? Also, appreciate it, Rick. Yeah, the Ruthless guys the pro guys are running Richmond right now. 34 car, that's Dan the Man. Number 2 car is Kari. Just some of the drivers to look out for. Our last week's winner, Cyogenic, I wonder if he's going to be in the field tonight. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't see him in the party. So another quick reminder, next season the Phantom Racing League will be starting their Pro-Am series on Saturdays, so any new drivers or just anyone looking to sign up, contact Elvin Priest on PlayStation if you're interested in joining. Getting that roster's growing pretty quickly. We got a bunch of new members already looking to run next season in Pro-Am. It's gonna be different than this. It's gonna be different drivers, different commentators gonna commentate in that series. Good buddy mine, Hamlin Nation, who races in this league, will be commentating. It'll be his first time commentating, which will be very exciting to see. Be a learning experience for everybody involved. And I know what that was like, because this season was literally my first reps in commentating were right here, literally months ago. So I know exactly. Alright, qualifying appears to be about done. It's a bit of a shorter field tonight, so shouldn't have a whole lot of trouble getting through the lineup. Unfortunately, I don't have my wingman, MFF Ed, though. Tonight he's dealing with the power issue over where he lives, so he is unable to race tonight, as well as unable to update me on whatever's going on in the race. So I'm just gonna have to be winging it here, since I don't have fellow race control over in the Discord, unfortunately. So gonna have to fly solo on this one. And also, one last thing, we are looking at my phone right now. We are 2 subs away from hitting 100 subscribers. So if you haven't subbed already, please do that. If you want to catch more races like this, we are once again 2 away from our first milestone. And qualifying is complete. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Let me try that again. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Fucking hell. I'm trying to do this for the highlight. I don't want to use the highlight if I'm stuttering the whole time. Hold on. Alright, let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight. And it is car number 88 on the pole, and that is Jojo C.Y. Later. His pole time is a 1 minute 4.738. Elvin Priest on his outside at a 104.9. Row 2 will be the number 42 car of Parley. And next to him will be the 24 car of Black Cross. Row 3 will be Showtime Flash at a 105.4. In that number 38 Ford. Next to him will be his fellow Front Row Motorsports teammate Dan the Man in the number 34 at a 105.6. Starting 7th will be the number 2 car of MFF Kari. 8th place will be Nomad. And 9th will be, it appears to be the Ghost. Flux AF has decided to drop to the rear in that number 47 car, so he will roll off in 10th place. And clock is paused right now, so I'm gonna wait for them to hit 0, and then we will join the lobby as soon as they start. One second, folks. Alright, that was Race Control calling me over on Snapchat to let us know that they are ready to go. And ladies and gentlemen, racing is about to get underway here at Watkins Glen. Who's ready for some Phantom Racing League action here tonight? As we will accept the invite and get on with the show. Make sure the stream's still running here. Yes, it is. It is the GoBowling.com at the Glen. Is JoJo starting on pole with Elvin on his inside. Parley and Black Cross behind him, the green flag waving here at Watkins Glen. As they set sail into the sharp right-hander turn 1. Elvin with a great jump is going to get to the 88's inside and clear him with ease. But the 88's not going to back down without a fight into the S's. 24 is going to get ahead of the 42 for third. Flash and Dan run 5th and 6th. MFF car running in 7th place. That 88 car all over the back of the 51 off of 4. As we head down the back straightaway and into the bus stop chicane. As JoJo looks to outbrake the 51 car and gets him on the entry, but the 51's going to stay right with him. Nomad goes off the track on entry. He's going to miss the bus at the bus stop. Black Cross, the 24, closed in on the top 2. 88 looking to take the lead here off the carousel. That's turn 5. Using all of that runoff area, which these guys are allowed to do. And into turn number 6. It's a sharp 90-degree left-hander. And one final corner, turn 7, as he shuts the door on Elvin. Cross in 3rd. And Showtime Flash is going to pass Parley for 4th. And JoJo is going to lead lap number 1. Elvin looking to peek to the outside here. Gonna get the runoff here into turn number 2. He's gonna open the inside to Black Cross. Gives him a door check into 2. Almost gets him into the grass. But he's able to correct it and keep on going. The 24 is gonna back off of it. But with that, it's allowed the 38 to close on in. That is a battle for 3rd. If the 38's willing to take it. As these cars sail. 88 misses the bus stop. He's gonna lose the lead and Elvin Priest is gonna take over. 24, Black Cross also gets by. He's up to 2nd. As they're side by side off the carousel for 4th place, Flash and Parley. Dan the Man in that Freight Auctions number 34, also in the mix as well. Flash overshoots 6. He's going to go way off into the runoff area. 24, Black Cross tags the tire barrier. And give it to Elvin. He's going to claim the race lead here. As we ride along with the number 42 car of Parley. These guys are getting pretty aggressive early. You saw Black Cross try to get around Elvin for 2nd not long ago. JoJo CY later got the lead on lap 1. He lost it in the bus stop. And now he's already trying to get it back. Massive hip swing from the 24 trying to get into the bus stop chicane. Wonder if that's him trying to shift the weight to get the car to turn in. And gets into the 42, into the bus stop. Here comes the Ghost in the 96 who started from the back of the field, already marching his way forward. Let's ride along with the number 96 here. Oh, and Flash gets off of turn 6 again. The 96 is going to go to his outside off turn 7. Down the main straightaway, and the Ghost takes the spot away. And that is potentially a top 5 spot. And it is. That is 5th place. As we got Mach 1 Mac getting around the number 2 car of Kari. who gets loose off the runoff in turn 1, and the 47 of Flux is going to try to challenge him for that spot. As that was going on, the 88 of JoJo has reclaimed the race lead from Elvin. The lead exchanges hands once again in such a short amount of time. Elvin once again seeing a bright dot of yellow in his mirror. That is the 24 car. And with tonight, that should get him back above the cut line in points, since he wasn't able to race last week. And MFF Ed, though, who is on the cutoff heading in tonight, he's not in this race tonight, so Black Cross should get the spot back by default, as he's looking to get a little bit more than just a points buffer. He's looking to get a possible win here tonight, and one of the things standing in the way of that is that number 51. Here's Parley in the 42, Dan the man in the number 34, running ahead of Showtime Flash. That's right along with Dan the man, a strong running for the number 34 car. Gets most of the car off into the green. It's going to be hard to monitor how these guys get through the bus stop without an egregious cut, because these guys are allowed to get 2 tires into the grass. But if they get their whole car off into that section, it's going to be something that race control is going to have to manage here. There's the 2 car of Kari. 2 car gets 2 wheels off into the ground. He is fighting a very loose race car, it looks like. Here's the 8 car of Nomad coming into this race second in the standings. Albeit having a bit of a rough go of it right now. He's just looking to get a just trying to survive, get the points, and bring it on home and fight on next week at Iowa. As we get back to the battle up at the front, it is still JoJo out in front in that number 88 car. He's keeping the 51 and 24 in tow. Down that straightaway past the carousel and into 6. All 3 of those cars getting on the rumple strips. Down into 7. 88 doing a little bit of a curb straddle to keep that car pinned down and not wash up the track and lose that momentum. It's a pretty good corner for the 88. Black Cross trying to straighten his car out. Might have lost the balance of the car through 1 as you see that gap starting to open back up. These top 2 are looking to pull away from that 24 Black Cross. Yes, there goes Elvin at 51 Carolina Cooker. And that hurts Chevrolet of Black Cross, Parley in the distance in 4th. So Chevy's running 1, 2, 3, 4 here at Watkins Glen. This stage is 9 laps long, and they're on lap 7 heading to 8, so 2 laps to go here. Try to keep an eye on this battle as much as we can here. Also make sure we don't miss anything further back. 88 got really wide off into turn 1. As they navigate their way through the S's, Elvin got pretty close to the Armco on his way in. And into the chicane. Bit of a conservative entry for the 51. See, the 88 was able to gap him there. Black Cross able to close in pretty easily that time. And through the merry-go-round. Round and around everybody goes through that section. 51 able to give himself a bit of a cushion over Black Cross as he tries to keep his focus on the 88 car. who gets really wide up into 7. 2 tires into the grass on the outside to help that car turn in. I'm not sure if that was intended or not. Looked like his car got a bit out of control. But Elvin not backing down without a fight. One more lap to go until stage's end. Parley running in 4th here. Flash and Dan battling for a spot. That's for 5th. The 2 front row cars duking it out. But meanwhile, the battle is out in the front of the pack. Can Elvin Priest run down that number 88 car and deny him his first stage win in Phantom? And try to take it for himself and help increase his points buffer over to the cut line. Or maybe that 88 car of JoJo will hold him off, and it looks like he's able to do that. He just needs to get through this last set of corners. He gets through 6 and through 7. No pressure there. The 88 is going to come across the line, and that'll be the end of stage number 1. And JoJo, see why later, capturing his first stage win here in Phantom, here at Watkins Glen, holding off some fast company right behind him. The 51 of Elvin, 24 Black Cross, and Parley in the 42, all fast road racers. And JoJo in his 3rd start is able to hold them all off. So Showtime Flash rounds out the top 5. Then you got Dan the Man in 6th. The Ghost in the 96 car finishes in 7th. 8th place stage points goes to Mach 1 Mac in the 17. Then Flux and Kari rounds out the top 10. So everyone in the top 10 will be getting points to stage as well as the next stage. But it's JoJo that's going to get the 10 points plus the playoff point, even though he's not in the playoffs. It'll help him in bragging rights as we get everybody lined up for stage number 2 here at Watkins Glen. 88 car back in control, and the green flag waves once again here at Watkins Glen for stage 2. Elvin trying to send it in there through the inside. 88 keeps it gassed up on the outside in the runoff. And into the S as the 51's going to clear the 88 car and take the lead back again. But now the 88's got to deal with the 24, who's peeking the nose on the outside. 42 in his tire tracks. 38 of Flash trying to get a better stage here. Massive off for the 88 car. He's going to lose the spot to Black Cross. Not the best restart for JoJo as he slides back into 3rd place. Now he's got to redo all of that work to get back up to the front. Parley and Flash duking it out for 4th. There's the Ghost of the 96 car right behind them. Let's see how much ground that 96 car can make up. As we're 1 lap into another 9-lap stage. So 9 laps in stage 2. Elvin's still the leader. Black Cross trying to run him down. The Ghost trying to get himself back into the top 5 after losing it earlier in the stage 1. Currently finds himself running in 6th. Our stage 1 winner now marred back into 3rd, as he's going to gain a ton of time here through the bus stop. Gets a nice clean line through the carousel as he is back on the bumper of the 24. Goodness, even the 42 got a good line through the carousel. He's there in the mix. And he's bringing in Flash, who runs wide. So does the Ghost. Flux and Mac are battling it out. Here comes the 24 to the inside of turn 7. It's a drag race down the front stretch and into turn 1. Elvin on the outside, Black Cross with the preferred line. Elvin's going to try to pinch him down. And he clears back ahead of the 24 into turn 2. And the 42 gets ahead of the 88 car, who is now back down into 4th. Parley slots himself into 3rd, and now he's got Blackcross to deal with, as he'll try to get around him for 2nd. But meanwhile, that 24 is looking to get the lead from the 51. He's going to arc the line down off exit of the carousel to get the speed built up. Try to get a run into turn 6. Doesn't quite have it that time. The 51 actually got a better exit that time. Oh, and he missed the apex. He's going to run it wide. Run it really wide. A little too wide. Big send into the final turn to keep it close, and he's still able to keep it close there just nicely. And an even wider line through turn 1 as he tries to avoid hitting the bumper of the 51. Runs a bit of a lower exit, keeping it on the racing surface and not on the runoff. Jojo back up into 3rd place. And the Ghost is now up to 4th. Something must have happened to Parley, who is now in 6th place. Oh, and a slip up from the 51 through the bus stop, and the 24 is going to take advantage of it into the carousel. He's still wide. Get it back onto the track, Elvin. You're losing spots. He is now in 4th. The Ghost is now up to 3rd. Jojo and Blackcross are battling for the lead into turn 6. Big send from the 96, not to the bumper of the 88. And Blackcross is going to take the lead here at Watkins Glen. Big slide from the 38 further back, as we're about halfway through stage 2. And this battle for the lead is continuing to change hands, albeit with some new players up at the front if that 96 car can get up there. I think this will be the first time tonight that 24 car has led. He's gotten pretty close since the drop the green, and now here he is in clean air. Let's see what that 24 car can do up front. He's got to hold off the 88, who's been pretty aggressive with his quarter entries. And don't forget that hard-charging number 96, who started from the tail of the field. Biggest mover of the race up to 3rd, ahead of our regular season champion, Elvin. Jojo peeking to the inside. Tried to tease the 24 a little bit. 24 did not take the bait. He still ran a little bit wide into 6th. 88 getting pretty aggressive there on his entry. Not quite sending him, but getting pretty close to his bumper. As we should have about 4 laps to go in stage 2. 88 setting up the pass again. He gets the lead, but he's going to run it wide. 24 is going to take advantage and try to go for the crossover. Nothing. 88 shuts the door into 2. He's going to clear him and get the lead back. All this battling is bringing the 3rd and 4th place cars back in the hunt. Here comes the 96 car. Battle for 2nd. Onto the 24, Blackcross side by side in the entry of the bus stop. Someone's going to have to give. The 96 yields the spot for now. Parley's going to get around Elvin into the carousel, turn 5. Parley takes over the 4th spot. Elvin now slots back into 5th place. Blackcross running wide through 6. He's going to open the door for the 96. Once again, this is a battle for 2nd place. And that's exactly what the 88 is loving to see. We have a crash off turn 7. The 47 car has binned it off the final turn near pit entrance. He gets it back going. We stay green. Once again, the battle for 2nd continuing to heat up. And Blackcross do a little bit of give and take. He's going to give the spot up to the 96 on entry of the bus stop chicane. And Parley goes through as well. They were 3 wide for a second. The 24 is going to go wide in the entry of the carousel and lose some spots to the 96, the 42, and the 51. Now the 51 of Elvin's going to go side by side with the Ghost. and that'll be for third. Elvin insisting on taking that inside lane back, but now that puts the 96 car, who stays right on his outside, goes to the inside of 7. Doesn't quite have the best exit as the 24 does. They make a little bit of contact into turn 1. Jojo see you later, man. He's saying see you later to all of these guys as he is pulling away with the race lead, looking to go for the sweep. He's got stage 1, and there's 2 laps to go here in stage 2. And unless he makes a massive error somewhere on this race course, he should have this thing down pat, unless that 42 can take an advantage of a possible mistake that he might make. So battle for third between pretty close there. 96 car backed up his entry. Now him and the 24 are going to battle it out for 4th place, as we have one more lap left to close out stage number 2. And it's this guy right now, Jojo CY later, in the race lead ahead of Parley in 2nd. The Ghost still trying to hold off Black Cross. And that's bringing Showtime Flash into the battle. That 38 car looking for something to look forward to in this race. He is not really known for being fast on road courses. And this is a race he's probably looking to get through. 96 carrying way too much speed through the bus stop. He was afraid he was going to miss the bus there. And now the 38's keeping his car wound up on the outside of the carousel, which becomes the inside of the entry to 6. As those two remain side by side, 96 going to go wide here. And Jojo CY later is going to win the stage. Elvin, Black Cross, Parley, and the Ghost will hold on to a top 5 spot in stage 2 ahead of Showtime Flash. And there is the man who has swept the first 2 stages, Jojo CY later. We saw Cyogenic go for the clean sweep last week, and this 88 car do the same and accomplish what Cyogenic did last week. We could very well have a first-time winner here tonight. The top 3 runners have yet to win this season. Highest running former winner is Black Cross in 4th. And then Showtime Flash, who's won 4 races on the year, is currently in 6th place. The Ghost in his 2nd start, looking to get his first win. He's in 5th. Dan the Man 7th. Flux 8th. Kari 9th. Mach 1 Mac in 10th. I know I'm jump around the order here. Alright. One more stage to decide the winner of this thing. Jojo Siwa looking to go for the clean sweep here, as we're going to go racing here. And Parley on the inside of the front row, trying to take advantage of that inside starting spot, getting the lead through the S's, not able to clear the 88, much like Elvin did in the last stage. In fact, speaking of Elvin, he's going to get around Parley on the outside, and here comes the Ghost in the 96 car for 3rd. Jojo trying to extend his advantage over the rest of the field. With this final stage, we should see at least 1 round of green flag pit stops in between. Down this straightaway and into turn 6. Is there anything left that Elvin can give this 88 card that we haven't seen yet? Him and the 96 are going at it. Parley's going to go to his inside. as the 88 car is looking to extend his lead over the rest of this field. And the Ghost is going to go up into third place. So right now it's pretty much a race for second between the 51 and the 96. The Ghost got a pretty good exit through the bus stop and into the carousel. Gets to Elvin's inside. Elvin's going to give him room. But he's not going to give up the spot. He clears him back down the straightaway and into 6. 42 at Parley running in 4th ahead of Black Cross. Flash and Flux battling for a spot. Now Flux AF in the 47 car. We saw him nearly sideways at pit entry in stage 2, and here he is making a strong recovery up into 6 as the Ghost runs really wide through turn 1, and he's going to lose a ton of ground. So something happened to the 96 car, possibly missed his mark in the entrance of turn 1, ran really wide, and we saw him running in 3rd, and now here he is back in around the 6th or 7th area. It looks like he is in 6th. Showtime Flash is in 7th right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is your race leader. Once again, it is JoJo CY later. Started from the pole, swept the first 2 stages. Looking to put the kibosh on it here and get this thing wrapped up and done and get the clean sweep just like Cyogenic did last week. But Elvin getting much closer through this bend here, through the S's. And now they're seeing something they haven't had to deal with much of so far today, and there is a lap car, or soon to be lap car, up in front of them. So we'll see how they tackle that. So here's the 47 of Flux, who takes a pretty low exit through the carousel. He's up quite a few spots on this restart, as he's running ahead of the 38 and the 96, who are side by side for position. There's Mac. As we get back to the race for the lead, that gap continuing to close. Elvin is gaining back on him. But there's the 2 car. That's MFF Kari in danger of going a lap down, as he comes to a stop towards the edge of the outside wall in turn 1. So it looks like the leaders are going to get through him without any sort of issue, but that could have been really, really close. The 2 car probably didn't notice the leaders were coming up on him and probably reacted at the very last second, because he was pretty much pinned towards the outside as the leaders were passing him on his right. And in reaction to not getting in anyone's way through the S's, he decided to come to a dead stop, which I'm guessing has worked for everyone. I might have missed if him and another car might have made contact. We'll have to look back on that, but from what I could tell amongst the leaders, it didn't really seem to cause any negative effect on their race. So as far as the top 3 are concerned, they should be fine. I think Elvin's finally starting to establish a rhythm. He's closing fast on the 88 car. Navigates through the S's pretty well. And he's on the 88's bumper through the bus stop chicane. But the 88 got a really good drive through there. Into the carousel. coming out the other end. 88's still out in front. That gap's starting to open back up. It seems like we're starting to see which sections of the track that the 88 is stronger at than the 51. We're starting to see which sections of the track the 51 runs really well in. That 88 runs really well through the bus stop. He attacks it pretty much. That's why we saw it a couple times. He overstepped his boundaries, but it's a risk he's willing to take to gain that advantage. 51 not quite tacking it as aggressively, but it's been working for him for the most part. But right now, he's losing that advantage that he had, and he's got to deal with the 42 car of Parley. Blackcross up into 4th, and that's Flux AF into 5th place. Can we see Flux get his first top 5 of the season? And he seemed to be throughout the week, he seemed to have been putting quite a bit of practice into this race. And so far, it seems to be paying off for him as he is running in the top 5. So, shout out to the 47 car. As we ride on board with the 88, who takes a pretty conservative entry through turn 1. You saw the 51 car get really close to him through the middle, and he clips the curb into 2, gets his car really upset, and in return loses the spot to Parley, and Parley takes over 2nd. Parley getting really close now. What a run for the 42 into the carousel and going for the lead. Parley is now out in front. As we try to get a lap count here. This time by it should be about 15 laps to go, and we will see a round of pit stops somewhere in between. So now the 42 car. No sponsorship on the car this week. I guess his Credit 1 card was expired, so they pulled the sponsorship on this car. Now he's running a blank race car, looking to get some new sponsors to run out the rest of the season. And what an audition it would be, this 42 car, to get some sponsorship with this run right here. Running out in front, ahead of the man that has swept the first 2 stages, and seemingly pulling away. So Blackcross, this is the second battle, it's for 4th. Oh, and around goes Flux through turn 7. Gets it straightened back out. Tried to get to the pits, but Dan the Man was there. Makes contact with him, and now here he is on pit road. So, that was almost disastrous for Dan the Man, who probably wasn't aware that the 47 was going to peel off into pit road from the outside at the very last second, but the 34 doesn't seem to be too fazed by it. He's going to continue on with his race. He's running ahead of the 96 car right now. 2 car of Kari comes in. Here's the 8 car of Nomad, who's looking to get through this week here. Here's Mach 1 Mac in the 17. Have himself a clean race. Man, that 88 car, driver's side of the tire barrier, getting every single inch out of this racetrack that he possibly can. Disregarding all of the safety risks that would take. He's doing everything he can to get himself to the front. It worked for him for the most part, but now he finds himself on the outside, as he is now the hunter instead of the hunted, chasing down the 42 car, who is now the leader. Now it seems like the 42 car, no threat posed to him. All he can worry about right now is just clocking in clean laps. He's got nobody in his mirror to worry him, nothing but clean track in his windshield, and all he can really do now up until the pit stop is just run as fast as you can and run as clean and smooth as you can. And looks like this will be his time to come in and pit. 88's going to stay out. 51 is on pit road. 38 and 24 stay on the track. So does the 34. So the 42 and 51 are pitting a little bit early here on this cycle. And we'll see where they come out. So for the time being, the lead will cycle back to the 88 car of JoJo, as he will be making his pit stop momentarily. That puts, I believe, Black Cross, yep, that's him right there in the yellow car. He is in second. In third place is Dan the Man. And the 42 and 51 come out. And we should be seeing the 88 come onto pit road. Yep, there he is. Black Cross coming in as well. Braked pretty late there. We'll see if the speeding police catch on to him or not. 34 coming into this third. He tags the inside wall in front of two other cars. And he's into the barrels. His car is completely stuck. Oh, what a gut punch to Dan's race. He was having such a strong run, running inside the top 5. And a major mistake on pit road is gonna cost him precious seconds on track. Meanwhile, the 88 and 24 cars are gonna come out of the pits here. And there's the 2 car stop. As the 51 cycles back ahead of the 24. 2 car parked into the grass, trying to stay out of the leader's way as they continue their race. 96 of the Ghost, the 38 at Flash, and once again a tough break for Dan the Man. Nomad crashes it in turn 1. Caught the end of it there, but that was a huge impact to the outside tire wall. He straightens it back out, keeps it going. There's Flux, Mach 1 Mac in the 17. So Parley back out in front after that pit cycle. Seems to have increased his advantage over the 88 of JoJo. And if it stays the way it is, it looks like JoJo will finish second for the second week in a row. But man, Parley, he has been itching closer and closer to getting his first win in this series. Has been fast week in and week out. Just hasn't had the finishes to show for it. He's had a couple of top 5s that showed for it, but for the most part, just some late race shenanigans, some bad luck on stuff that he had no control over, kept him out of the top 5 and kept him out of victory lane. But is tonight going to be the night that he finally breaks through? Just needs this thing to stay smooth. No reason to push it now. He's got a pretty big lead over the 88 car. He can run a consistent pace here, but not back it off too much. Because I guarantee you that 88 car is on the charge right now. he is going to be the one that's attacking this track as aggressively as he has all night to get back up to the front, because that's the only thing he really can do if he wants to win this race. You can't sit around and hope for a caution. It's been a pretty caution-free race. The 2 cars come to a halt at the bus stop runoff area there. As he waits for the rest of the field to get on by. Maybe he left his car in park. Nomad continuing to have issues around the track, especially in turn 1. We got a battle between Flash and the Ghost. 38 is now running ahead of the 96 car. Flash just trying to get through this race and make up the lost ground for missing last week, keep himself above the cut line. And a decent enough run tonight will do just that. And here's Elvin in this number 51 car. One of the favorites heading into tonight. A strong 3rd place run for the 51. As we have, I believe, 7 to go once Parley crosses the line this time by. Matter of fact, let me pull up Parley's stream. I forgot he was streaming tonight. I wonder if he's got the gap on his screen right now. He does not. He does not want to look at that thing. Probably a good call. He doesn't want to know how close that 88 car is getting in. I know, judging by a quick eye test, I think the 88's starting to close in on him. So let's watch on from the 88 car of Jojo Siwa later, as he attacks the bus stop. Hitches a ride through the carousel. And that 42 car is getting closer and closer in his windshield, even closer that time. Yeah, he's definitely gaining on him now. It's less than a second. Parley clips the apex in 6. Gets the car off balance. And Jojo's there now. Oh, he's there. And the 42 is going to go to the inside. He's going to let the 88 car go. He's gonna follow the 88 car. He needs a rabbit to chase. And 88's just gonna pull away. Jojo Siwa back out in front here at Watkins Glen with less than 7 laps to go. Looked like Parley had a comfortable lead, just completely evaporated. I don't know if something went amiss on the 42 car, or if the 88 is just that much faster. Maybe the 42 made a couple too many mistakes that cost him a lot of time. His car looked pretty tidy up until that last lap. He was clipping the apexes a little too much, but not sure what happened there. And while that was going on, Elvin Priest seems to have lost a couple of spots as well. Multiple, in fact. I could have sworn he was running around 3rd or 4th. I think he was in 4th, because Blackcross, wasn't he ahead of him? I don't remember. But yeah, now he's outside of the top 5. Behind the 38 of Flash and the 96 of the Ghost. And Parley, that win, that potential win is starting to slip right out of his hands. The more the 88 pulls away, as he's looking to drive off into the sunset. Good run for Blackcross in the 24 car. Saw him challenge for the lead in stage 2. Got pretty close to it in the first stage, but looked like he had a pretty good car to run up front. Showed some pretty good pace at Road America, so not too surprising. He's been pretty quick everywhere, especially on the road courses. So he's looking to get a podium finish out of this race tonight. Flash currently running in the 5th spot, albeit a bit of a smaller field tonight. It'd be something that Flash can hold his head on. He can hold his head up high knowing he got a top 5 finish, even if neither him nor the car had what it took to run up front. 34, Dan the Man, had a top 5 nearly in the bag up until the pit stop. Got a little too hard under braking. Maybe he got tagged from behind. Either way, whatever happened to the 34 put a big dent on his race as he finds himself well outside of the top 5. He's just looking to bring that 34 car home. Kari is still stopped on the racetrack. And that'll do it for the 2 car. Has finally been told to park it. So MFF Kari is now out of this race. 8 car of Nomad trying to survive. Flux's car has now come to a stop in the bus stop. As his car seems to have broken down. But we're less than 5 to go, so no cautions, no manual cautions with less than 5 to go per the rules. So this race will be green unless we get a multiple car crash, which the way these guys are running right now, I highly doubt it. But it is still JoJo CY later in the race lead, looking to bring it home and score his first career win. As he crosses the line this time. Need a lap count here. I'm not sure what lap it is. Either 2 to go or 1 to go. I'll let you guys know as soon as I get confirmation on it. These guys are cutting it pretty close on their fuel window. At least Parley seems to be. So 2 to go. 2 laps to go. And Parley's cutting it very close on fuel. I wonder if that's why his pace was backed off, because he feels like he might have pitted a lap too early. As the 24 of Blackcross has closed in on him. So this will be a battle for second. We'll see if the 42 and the 51 who pitted at the same time, we'll see if those guys have enough fuel to finish the race. You have to do a lot of short shifting, have to coast at 4th gear around some of the slower corners. Some of the ways these guys can save fuel. And there it is, JoJo Siwa, 1 lap to go. The white flag waves for him. He's got 1 more lap. Not a car in sight. He can coast it on home from here. He pitted a lap later than the 42 and the 51, so he should have enough fuel to finish the race. And maybe enough in the fuel pickup to do a burnout. As Flux watches on from the bus stops, his cars come to a stop. Through the carousel 1 last time. No mistakes here. Just bring this thing home. Through 6 and then through 7 one final time here at Watkins Glen, and for 2 weeks in a row, a non-playoff driver is going to spoil the party for the playoff contenders. JoJo CY later is going to win his first race of the Phantom Racing League right here at the Glen. And for the 2nd week in a row as well, completes the clean sweep. Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3 all from the pole. Parley does make it to the line on fuel and holds off the 24 car for second place. So Black Cross will finish in third. The Ghost will finish fourth for the second week in a row. So back-to-back top fives for the newcomer in this number 96 Toyota. And Showtime Flash will round out the top five in the number 38. Elvin Priest had a rough final stint in that number 51. He will be credited for 6th place. And then you got Dan the Man, number 34 car, in 7th. And then a tip of the cap to Mach 1 Mac, who finishes in the 8th spot, last car on the lead lap. As MFF Nomad finishes 9th, 1 lap down. Flux AF finishes 10th, 7 down. As his car came to a dead stop in the bus stop chicane, but stayed out of the way for it to not be an issue for the rest of the cars on track. And Kari, more electrical gremlins in his race car, put him out of the race, as he will be our lone DNF for the night. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your finishing order. And here are the lap times that these guys were running. All in the 104s and low 105s. All some very fast lap times. As we get our podium finishers in here to have a quick chat with them. So give us a moment here, folks. Alright, I think that's about everybody in here already. So let's get started. Our third place finisher is Black Cross, number 24 car. You got a copy there, bud?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, so third place finish. Had a pretty good run. You were challenging up in the lead there in the stage 2. So yeah, is there anything... What more did you and that car need in that final stage to keep on contending for the win?
Just how I be able to exit the corners better. I was not able to shift as good as all of them. I was a little bit behind, I would say, and the car was a little too loose there. Trying to make it as tight as I could, but I didn't want to make it too tight to where I couldn't get out the corners good.
Yeah, and at a track like Watkins Glen, because Watkins Glen, that's a road course that's not as technical as a track like Sonoma or Mid-Ohio Road. Watkins Glen's way more of a high-speed track, so yeah, it's one of those places where exit speed really has an effect, and trust me, that's something that I struggle with here as well. So unfortunate, but still got a strong finish and a big bounce back after missing last week. That should get you back above the points cut line heading into the elimination race at Iowa next week. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And let's turn to... So that's Black Cross, your third place finisher. Now let's go to the man who finished P2. And that is Parley, who came up one spot short at the end of it. And I actually do gotta ask really quick, because it was pretty close. You had the lead, big lead over the 88 of JoJo. He got back around you, but I also noticed you and the 51 of Elvin pitted pretty early in the final stage. So was fuel a concern for you guys pitting that early?
Yeah, fuel was a concern. I was racing the entire time. Like, I wasn't going in a fourth. I was just doing my regular routine, shifting, kind of gunning it. So that definitely hurt a bit. And then noticed JoJo get by. I was like, oh no, that's not good. So I got up on the lap, and then I noticed I was like, oh, I'm just gonna miss it. So yeah, fuel was a concern. I didn't really do a good job of saving it, but.
So was that when you noticed? Was towards the end of it?
Yeah. When I got out of the pit and I looked how many laps left and I checked out my estimated, I saw that and I was like, I had to save it, so I had to let it big time. Obviously, let JoJo go by, just so I can stay in the podium at least. and then saved enough to battle Black Cross at the end. That was pretty fun.
It was a pretty good battle. You were able to hold him off there. Had a pretty good car. One of the many cars that was challenging for the lead up in the front throughout the whole race. And I gotta say, it definitely looked like after the pit cycle, I thought you were going to run away with it, but it looked like the 88 just had everybody beat. He was keeping everyone in check throughout the whole race. So, I mean, on the plus side, I will say that should be your best finish in this league. So even though you came one spot short, that should be a new best for you in that number 42. So strong run, strong points night for the 42, and that should be a pretty good cushion heading into next week at Iowa. So congratulations on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Timmy. Thanks.
Yep, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Parley, who finished his second. And now, let's get to the man of the hour. If I can find his car. There it is, number 88, JoJo. See you while later. Capturing the clean sweep. And the second guy in a row to do that. Cyogenic did it last week, and here you are doing it tonight. From the pole, sweeping the first two stages and getting the checkered flag. My man, congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Coming into this league, I had a lot of doubters, and, you know, I just had to come prove them wrong these past two races with the second place last week and then the sweep tonight.
Yeah, you definitely showed it. It was a big statement win here tonight. I thought last week was a pretty good run for you as well. That definitely caught some eyes, but tonight I think was the one that really solidifies it. So obviously you looked like pretty much the fastest car tonight. Dominated the whole race, swept the first two stages. Was there I don't even know what to ask. It looked like when the 42 got ahead, was there like any doubt, or did you know that you were going to run him back down at some point?
Well, I figured there was no way he was gonna be saving at the rate he was going. That's kind of why I let him go, because when I was ahead of him, I was saving, but not saving enough. So, and then when I seen him pit one lap earlier, I knew there was almost no way to save a full lap that quick. So, I was pretty confident as long as I didn't wreck. But at that track, I mean, there's so many glitches, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and looked like you made the right call there, pitting at the right time, had enough fuel to make it to the end, and got yourself the checkered flag. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
As we'll be seeing you next week, and heading into Iowa next week as the non-playoff drivers, not just you, but also the Ghost, who bounces back to a top 5 here, looking to mix it up with these guys. How are you at that track at Iowa?
Probably my second worst track on the game, and doing custom setups is probably going to be even worse. So I'm probably just going to work on the best setup I can get.
Well, we look forward to seeing how you run there, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our race winner, JoJo. See you later, but we are not done yet. We do have one more guy to talk to, and it is the other driver on the one lap early strategy there in the 51 car of Elvin Priest, who comes home in the 6th spot. As he is now in the party, I feel like he's got some words to say. I'm just gonna give him the floor.
No, I don't. I was not ready
Yeah, you
for
do.
this. Damn it.
Why are you here?
So, you really want to know why I'm here?
Why? I know why you're here.
I
Just
am
say
here
it. Just say it.
to tell you to smash that like button, bro, and to hit the subscribe button on the Phantom Racing League, because come Iowa, that's gonna be the best racing you ever seen.
Yes, indeed. And all biases aside, I also agree, because Iowa, that's probably my favorite oval track on the game as far as just the overall racing. That's going to be a very, very fun race.
Ring
And
that bell
with
too.
high
Forgot about that.
stakes, with a lot of drivers whose playoff lives hang in the balance, as they're all going to be fighting for a chance at a championship and get their way through the round of 8 at Iowa Speedway. So tune in for that. It's going to be some high intense, high octane racing here in the Phantom Racing League. And oh, when will I see that? I'll tell you how. You see it by clicking the subscribe button. And there's a little bell next to it on the right. You click on that, and that bell will go off whenever we go live. And we typically go live every Thursday at around 9 o'clock to 9:05 Eastern Time. Sometimes I go live earlier than that. I like to start early to give everyone time to settle in. But typically around 9:05 is when the races start, and that's the time you should tune in and watch the Phantom Racing League race if you want to see some of the best goddamn racing on NASCAR Heat 5. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll do it for us tonight. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.